On January 1st, just about 2 weeks ago, Lynja Davis, or better known as Lynja, passed away from esophageal cancer at age 67. Her family kept her death hidden from the public until just a few days ago, when they decided it would be a good time to come forward with it. I'm sure they had to go through a grieving process because they had just lost their mother, their grandmother. She was an important person to so many people, and she was such an inspirational person. Her videos had been recommended to me so many times, whether it was on YouTube, on Instagram, or on TikTok over the last few years, that it was impossible not to know who she was. There's an old saying that every human being dies twice. The first time is when they stop breathing, and the second time is when their name gets spoken for the last time. After that, no one remembers who you are, and you are truly dead. And if that's true, it means Lynja might not ever have her second death, because the amount of people that she touched with her online content was absolutely extraordinary. She had 9.8 million subscribers on YouTube in just 4 years, in addition to having 2.4 million followers on her Instagram and 19.2 million followers on her TikTok. She was a sensation by every definition of the word. It was impossible to not know who she was, because her content was so big and so popular and so famous that you could be in any corner of the globe and you would see it. It was also very family friendly and revolved around something that was so universal, which was food. If food is a very important thing in everybody's lives. Everybody loves eating good food, and clearly Lynja was a very good cook. And it's even more impressive when you realize that she was never even a cook by trade. She was a very smart person. She went to MIT when she was younger, and she had a career as an engineer for over 30 years. However you look at it, she achieved success. She had a great career, a great pension, a great family, and then in her 60s, she discovered TikTok. When she was 63, she made her first video. That was back in 2020. I want to say this as someone who's a full-time content creator. Being a full-time content creator is hard. It is incredibly hard, and to the outside world, the people who don't make content, it can look like it's very easy, but I promise you it's not. It is very, very time-consuming. It is incredibly mentally draining, and it can be incredibly overwhelming at the same time. You're seeing so many people talk about what you do in negative and positive lights. You have no control over how it's going to be received, and having that many opinions about you, whether or not they're true, can literally cause your brain to overload. I know it does for me. And sometimes I just got to take a step back and say, okay, I'm not going to check the internet today at all. I'm 28 years old. I'm still very young. I'm still very healthy. Lynja was 63 when she started to make videos. She was already retired, and she stepped in to that role of being a full-time content creator, and she absolutely smashed it by every definition of the word. Most content creators are very young. She was older than them, and she was destroying everybody with how amazing her content was. She was the internet's favorite grandma. But it gets even crazier than that, because in 2019, when she was 62, she was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, which is the cancer of the esophagus. So every time we heard her speak in one of her videos, we were hearing the cancer that was in her esophagus talk as well. That was there the entire time she was making videos. That was present, and she never let that stop her. She pushed through, and she became an online force like very few others. Nobody would have blamed her if she just said, you know what? I'm in my 60s, I had a good career, I can relax, I can enjoy my family, I can have a good retirement, travel the world in my golden years. And she was also sick. Everybody would have completely understood if she never even started to make content. Or if she wanted to step away at a certain point and say, guys, I'm sick, I can't keep doing this anymore, I'm old, I want to stop working so much, nobody would have a problem with that. But she never did that. She kept working, and she kept getting better and better with her content. She had so many amazing collabs with so many YouTubers like Nick DiGiovanni or It's QCP. They broke a world record with Nick. It was one of the best vertical videos I've seen on any platform by a mile. Whenever she was on frame, she had this magnetic personality that just drew you to her, and you couldn't help but smile when you watched her videos. She had the personality trait of success. And even in her 60s when she was sick, she couldn't be stopped. She friggin' achieved what most people can only dream of. Every single person on earth is gonna die one day. It's a fact. It's a fact like my shirt is blue. It's true. It's happened to every human being who's ever came on earth, and it's gonna keep happening to every human being who's ever been here. You and me, all of us one day are going to be gone. And while just now of me saying all this, people passed away for a variety of reasons. Many of them never got their shot, or weren't happy with their life, or didn't achieve the things they wanted to achieve. Lynja did. Not only did she achieve her goals, she absolutely smashed it. She had an incredible family. She had one of the best online communities that anyone could ever ask for. They were always so positive. The comments were always super supportive of her. But she said her favorite part of her new job and her new online fame was that she gets to travel the world and cook with her family. Her family clearly loved her very much, and she touched their hearts in ways we can never know. I know personally so many people who are in their 60s, 70s, 80s who don't talk to their families because they're pieces of shits and their families don't want them around because they're just not good people. Clearly, Lynja was the opposite of that. She was somebody that everybody always wanted around them because she helped uplift them into different ways and made them happy. I want to read to you guys the final post on Lynja's Instagram, which was written there by her son. And when I read this, I got a little bit emotional because it just showed me that she was an even better person than I thought she was before. This is Lynja when she was younger, and it starts off with our mom, Lynja Davis, aka Lynja, the GOAT, the best to ever do it, small in stature but massive in might, Marge Simpson, Snow White, the bus driver, the queen that was never not slaying, Fort Lee's finest, the grilling grandma, the internet's grandma, Mini Linny, Little Ninja, etc., passed away January 1st, 2024, peacefully and comfortably with family by her side. A private service was held with family and close friends on Tuesday, January 9th. She will lay at rest with her parents in California. I have this theory that our mom was so special that she was offered the opportunity to make millions and millions of people happy around the world, but it would cost her a battle with cancer for the rest of her life. Without hesitation, she accepted. And that's how At Cooking with Lynja was born. The final chapter my mom wrote had everything she could have ever wanted. The time of her life cooking, meeting great people, eating incredible food, traveling to amazing places, and most importantly to her, bringing joy to people everywhere. All with her youngest son, my brother, the creative genius that helped bring it all together. There's that saying, never meet your heroes, but Cooking with Lynja was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to our mom's greatness. Here are a few of my favorite memories about her that I hope you'll enjoy too. Graduated from MIT as a civil engineer in 3 years. Graduated from the joint MBA and Masters of Public Health program at Columbia University. Volunteered for the local EMT squad for over 20 years, serving as captain and continuing to answer calls up until 3 months ago. While in college, she would wear baggy, heavy clothing to try and meet the 110-pound weight limit to donate blood whenever possible. Ran 8 marathons. In her final marathon, she blew out her knee at mile 7, but knew there were family and friends there, so despite the pain, still finished. She could never run again, but found a way to walk 10 to 15 miles daily on the treadmill before we would leave for school in the morning. Loved scuba diving and skiing. Character limit reached. Please feel free to continue reading in the comments. And the first comment here and the most liked comment on this post was by none other than Nick DiGiovanni, which said, Wish I could like this post 100 times. The world was lucky to get to know Lynja. One more comment here that stood out to me. There are so many people here commenting their thoughts and about how amazing a person that she really was. But this comment also stood out to me, and it says, "Your mom was the EMT who took care of me after an accident. She then wrote me the most heartwarming letter while I was in the hospital. I still have the letter. She was a beautiful person, and it only took such a short encounter to feel that. Rest in peace." Wow. That's incredible, man. She lived a full life. She was a warrior and a trooper in every sense of the word. And she touched more people than anyone can ever hope to do in positive ways. She's an inspiration for so many, and she will never be forgotten. Me personally, I know whenever I get tired in the future, I feel like I can't go on, I'm going to think of Lynja, because she persevered and she went on no matter how tough it was. She blew out her knee on mile 7 of a marathon, but she finished it. That's incredible. She had cancer, but she never stopped making content. She never stopped trying to get better. And I want to close off on one last thing. Imagine how proud her grandchildren must have been of her. When they went to school, they got to brag to their friends about saying, "My grandmother is famous online. She is one of the most watched content creators in the world today." And I can only imagine how happy she must have made them whenever she was around them, because that seems like the kind of person that she was. And I'm gonna miss seeing her content pop up on my feeds and seeing her magnetic and positive energy that she always brought to the camera and wherever she was. And rest in peace to Lynja. Thank you for being you and for never letting anything stop you. You changed the world, and the rest of us can hope to follow in your footsteps. That's it for now. I'll see you next time.